Hi, Salaams, howdy, and good morning. I'm here with Abdullah of Cuttlefish Dubois, and I wanted to ask him a question about adequate living spaces, using this word versus tiny house or tiny home living. So, what is the difference, and why do you use adequate living space or adequate spaces?
Thank you for that question. Hello, everyone. Salaams, salutations, assalamu alaikum, for those who that apply to. I use the terminology accurate space over tiny house or tiny homes for over the years when I will go to introduce what I'm trying to do, build 30,000 resting spaces for people for free, and 10,000 permanent spaces for free for people. I ran into, oh no, I could never be in a small house. I could never be in a tiny house. I got too much and it's too small for me. Those words, small, tiny, indicate for the person that it will not be adequate for them due to spacing. So the word tiny has a negative stereotype or the wrong stereotype when it comes to having a tiny home. But a tiny home, the ones that I build based off of climate change, first off the religious edit that we must help one another. And these are my skill sets to be able to help people with finding clothing, food, and shelter. And inside of that, I have to build accurate spaces, not just a tiny house, but an accurate space. An accurate space may be for some people a lean-to shed. Accurate space for some may be the size of a double-car garage. It depends on what your situation is, but that's why it's accurate space versus tiny house, because I don't do tiny houses. I do accurate spaces that happens to be tiny to others who have big homes. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
Rapid fire answers.
Oh boy.
What are 3 environmental benefits for having an adequate space home?
Wow, rapid fire. One, zero footprint. You can have a zero climate change footprint by actually taking care of yourself through self-sustainability. Wow. Your need, I mean, it's so many. Your needs are actually, it allows one to learn themselves in a small, accurate space. And an accurate space allows you to understand what your needs are. That helps you become a better person. When you leave out of your space, your personal comfort, your personal space that has been designed down to the nook and cranny as to what you like or do not like. In this accurate space, you're able, that's really big. That's a nice question. I can go on forever for that. Is that really 3 rapids?
Yep, it's got to be
I like
rapid
to say
fire.
Okay, I'll do the.
And I apologize for the noise in the background. Yeah, so because this was an impromptu interview, and so
It's
I
so many
definitely
benefits.
putting Abdullah on the spot.
It's so many benefits. It's like I'll be running blabbermouthed around and forget my points and everything. But it's so many. But I like to say this: climate change. It allows you to be in smaller space. It allows you to move with the migration. There you go. We are set to move as a species to adapt and migrate according to some of the officials, FEMA and the like of them, Federal Emergency Management Administration in the United States. It's telling and predicting, along with other universities of academia like this, that we will have to adapt to the new situation of climate changing. And it's different for different people wherever you live. And you have to mitigate. One of the things you have to do is mitigate or to migrate. These are things that they're saying that you'll have to move yourself like a nomad from place to place. And if you have a small, accurate space, it allows you to move there versus a $300,000 house you're still paying on. It's better for one to sell that house, have me build your accurate space, and you hook it onto the back of your truck or car that you bought outright from the house you sold, and then you can go wherever. You can be, that's another thing, the mobility, logistics. You can go visit a mother, a friend, or colleague, and you do not have to move into their homes or rent a hotel. You can actually park on their street, park in their driveway, like that, if it actually has that ability. But it also allows you to work on the go. So we're going to keep going. This thing is going to be long-winded. We might as well do this on T&D or something, right?
Now, well, Yes, but we don't have T&D right now.
All
But
right, cool.
for the adequate spaces, I know that you are in a position where you're going to build adequate spaces for those who are interested in them for free. Is that correct?
That is correct. For free, meaning that I do not charge cash money for someone to actually get me to do the work. I require for a person to barter with me with whatever they have, whatever the barter is of good that I can use. And I actually do it, as they say, for free. Like I don't come up and say, hey, what do you got? I'll do it for that. I come up and say, hey, this is the wood I need, the screws I need, and things like this based off of what you're trying to have built. And I can build it in this timeline. As soon as your material's here, let me know.
Okay, great.
That's how that usually go.
And you're in the process of designing an adequate space now.
Yes, another one. This is what, the fourth? I think you said, I thought it was my third. You said no, fourth. You showed me a fourth one 7 years ago.
Yes, that was in Sandersville.
Yes, in Georgia, yeah.
3. I think this might be the third.
This is the third?
I'm not sure.
Oh, so it was 3 versus, okay, not
Yep.
4. It was 3. I thought I did 2.
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back on that. But for those who are interested in following that process and that journey of adequate spaces and you designing them, how can they reach out to you? Or if they even want it for themselves, how can they reach you?
Right, that's a good question. Wanting it for yourself is a good idea. Wanting it for others is even a better idea, for you want to help everyone. I, myself, if you do the mathematics on it, it is impossible for me to physically, with my hands, to build 30,000 tiny, accurate spaces, unless they're uniform, some commercial, industrial production. So all of the homes will look different. It'll take other hands. It'll take for me to gather crews, to train the crews, go to another town, Philadelphia, the like of it, major cities is my focus, and then train 3 people on how to do accurate or tiny spaces, as they call them, how to build a tiny house or accurate space. And once I train them, they'll be able to build there. That's still a part of the 30,000. That's still a part of the 10,000 spaces. Showing people adequate living online, how to use solar panels, which we'll get into, those things like that. This is contact. So
But it was also
contacting,
great. You touched on some points where
Yeah.
it came about not only will you design them yourself, but you're also willing to teach people to design them themselves if they don't want to use outside
yeah,
help.
sure, and for others. And I have a commercial background in construction, residential background in construction. They call it a statement of qualifications, which is like a company's resume. So the company's resume, they usually to determine what you're able to handle in your own hands. The smallest dollar amount is perhaps, $35 I've done a job for outside of being for free. And $1.4 million is the biggest job that I've managed myself. So that's my thing. So up to $1.5 million, I'm able to handle projects of that size. And that was for the Department of Mental Health and Hygiene, doing insulation for the whole building that they were building in East Baltimore, Maryland. So just so that people know that you gotta have, what is your backing?
So
Are
you
you
have
capable of actually doing it? Do you have the skill
experience in
set?
this
Yeah,
is
thank
what,
you for
is
that.
what you're trying
Yeah,
to
I have the
make
skill
clear.
set to train. I used to train for Baltimore City and Baltimore County, the colleges for people that were going back out into society, that they needed to start a new career due to climate change or job change like this. And I had to train them. So they used to have me, the colleges used to have me come and train them for the new workforce, no matter what they were doing. So I have that experience as well. So yeah, so contact. My handles are, the best way to contact me is through you, Mariam Poppins,
Hello.
at gmail.com.
Or-
However, the website or Cuttlefish des Bois, you can get to me through that. I'm not a big online person, even though I benefit from it, and I'm glad to meet everyone. I'm not on it as much as some others. And so our friend and my wife, Amina, is more accurate at being on
Howdy.
point and being up with what's going on. Yeah, you're in tune to what's going on. So contacting her or me is just fine. Woman or male, even if you're a Muslim, you're like, I don't know if I should contact that woman's husband. I'm not her husband in this sense. I'm not her husband in this sense. I am a slave of the Creator, and I am to serve Him, and I am to serve Him by helping you all according to what He has already said. And I'm to help our sister with the same thing. So in this regard, please, with no shame, please reach out. There are no dumb questions. I do work for free. You might not believe it, but I do. It's just a matter of if I can actually get the time and the time to get there for you in your project. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. This was I did an illustration, and one of the pictures I had was of Abdullah doing a tiny house foundation, or adequate space, foundation. And I was like, oh, this would be great, because I noticed that he used the terminology adequate spaces versus tiny house or tiny home.
And thank you for that.
So I wanted to get him on and explain that and share for anyone who's interested, which seems like a couple of people are interested in adequate spaces.
That's cool. That's really good.
So
that's really good. Congratulations and thumbs up to all of you. My prayers goes out for you.
I intend on showcasing some behind the scenes when it comes to the adequate spaces.
There's a lot.
And
I mean, solar panels, how to run your own solar panels to take your energy consumption needs. I'm a licensed energy analyst, licensed lead inspector, licensed home improvement, meaning licensed to build houses, general construction also. So those are things that I would love to give you. I'm a licensed seamster. I actually sold upholstery for the State House, the Capitol House of the United States of America. I do furniture, sewing, assembling, painting, along with the fabric, putting the fabric upholstery on it. I design clothes and I make them and sew them from scratch. So there are several different things that I'm actually able to do to be able to hand off and to teach you all. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Thank you. And feel free to email, visit the website, or message me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm Mariam Poppins, all on social media, even YouTube and Pinterest. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.